So this is the Honor Play. We have seen the durability of this device. So far, it seems to be good, except few flaws. So do check out the durability test of this phone. Now, today is the time to see the performance of the device because companies claiming a lot of things about the GPU turbo and everything. Personally, I don't care about all these things. All I want is a smooth performance. This is what we are going to find in this test today. Now I'm going to take a couple of other devices side by side, and just to tell you in case you don't know, so Huawei and Honor, they don't use Snapdragons or MediaTek. They use their own own custom things, like the Samsung has their Exynos. So this is Screen 970. So if you remember guys, few days back we did the performance test and review for the Honor 9N. This is using some same Kirin 659 processor, so it was faster than Snapdragon 4 series and slightly slower than the Snapdragon 6 series. Now we can assume the same thing since this is a slightly higher cost device than the 9N. It should be faster than the Snapdragon 6, but it should be lower than the Snapdragon 8 series device. So but still I'm using this device from a couple of days and so far it is working super great. I mean, in actual day-to-day life performance, this device is performing super great. So anyway guys, let's do this speed test. We have some good number of devices here. So this is the Mi A2, the Snapdragon 660. We have the Zenfone Max Pro M1, kind of close stock Android Snapdragon 666, 6 GB of RAM. We have the Note 5 Pro, 6 GB RAM, same Snapdragon 666. And we have the monstrous OnePlus 6 845 8 GB of RAM. We know that it's going to be faster, but I'm just taking this to be as a benchmarking, just to show you how fast or how slower this device are.
We will start our test with the power and test. Just wanted to show you how the OS is optimized and all the devices. They all are having different OS. So again, here the devices and processor and the RAM I have taken is listed here. So far all devices seems to be on the same page, but still let's see. We are more focusing on the Honor Play comparing with the OnePlus 6 and rest of the three devices, the Mi devices. So Honor Play is the first, very surprising, followed by OnePlus 6, and secondly we have Mi A2 Zenfone M1. Lastly we have the Note 5 Pro. Maybe MIUI is a sort of complex, that could be the reason behind that. Now here is the software information for all the devices. Except OnePlus 6, all are running the official Android 8.1.0. OnePlus 6 is on the beta. Even though if I took the official Oreo here, it should be faster in almost every way compared to other devices, being a flagship 845 Snapdragon device. And all devices should get the Android P, I mean the rest of the one, the Play, Mi A2 Zenfone M1 and the Note 5 Pro. So this is your software information. So this is the actual test. I wanted to show you the application launch test, and I have taken 100% accuracy. So I've just touched all the application, launched all the applications at the same time. So just try to feel how much faster and slower your device is. So far Honor Play seems to be very close to the OnePlus 6. You can see it's on the second spot, followed by Mi A2. And yep, do take the RAM consideration too. The device with the 4 GB RAM may show you some trouble even though the speed is good initially. Next we have the Subway Surfer, fast on the OnePlus 6 than the Honor Play Mi A2. So far up to 2 games the trend is same like the order I have shown you. Note 5 Pro is not performing great in this situation particularly. Next we have Pokemon Go. Let's see how the device GPS accuracy works, because Pokemon Go needs internet, GPS, so many things. All devices are connected different time with the same fast internet. The internet is good again, least line. So again we are expecting Honor Play. Wow, that's great. Honor Play is faster compared to OnePlus 6 again. So this is the beta software OnePlus 6, so do take that in the mind. Mi A2 again is a good performing, but this is having just 4 GB of RAM, so which is kind of shame. It should be having 6 GB in the India too. Next we have Dead Trigger 2. So this is slightly heavy game OnePlus 6, followed by Honor Play, then the Mi A2. So I'm also very impressed with the Mi A2 with the 4 GB RAM too. Lastly we have the Xfold 9. I have changed the game layout, I'm showing you very soon. So now I have just abandoned the Xfold 8. Now we have 9, 1.56 GB in overall. Let's see. So Honor Play I have seen it is not very great if you just launch too much heavy application. So I was playing Xfold 9, it was not very smooth in launching application. It's performing great, there is no problem at all in terms of heating at all, but it was just not as smooth as I have seen on the device. Mi A2 was doing better job compared to in terms of launching applications. So lastly we have the Note 5 Pro. Now we have launched the 5 games. Time to see whether all the phones are keeping these number of application memory or not. So covering all these 5 games, they are just taking roughly near to 2 GB of RAM. So so far we have seen the phone has a 4 GB of RAM. It is okay for doing most of the basic tasks that I guess most of the people will be doing on the Android, but still if you have more, it is always better. That's what I have seen after using OnePlus 6 with 8 GB of RAM and 6 GB of RAM. Third game, Pokemon Go. It should be in the memory because, like I said, you should be having plenty of RAMs available. Next, Dead Trigger 2, yes, it's there in the memory. So seems all the devices are performing great till now. Let's see last about the X-Fold 9. Yeah, it is there in the memory, so sounds good. So if you're a casual user, all the devices should be okay for you. But as a personal experience, I feel more amount of RAM is always better after using so many tons of devices. Next, we have the real world test, and I have changed most of the layout that you guys are seeing from the last year. I've included the most modern applications like Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar, and some new games too. So just try to feel. Now you can see some results common here. OnePlus 6 is always on the faster, and other devices like the Mi A1, Mi A2, Zenfone M1 Note 5 Pro, Honor Play, they are more or less on the same side, just 1 or 2 seconds difference, not more than that initially. But once they are resuming the games, I will show you, what is the difference between the 4 versus 6 GB of RAM. OnePlus 6 quite ahead. Mi A2 surprisingly doing great till now. They both are the same. Now we can see the OnePlus 6 is faster, followed by we have Mi A2 still doing great. Like I said, if you have 6 GB of Mi A2, if you're brought from the abroad, it should be mind-blowing device. Snapdragon 660 is quite great. Note 5 Pro surprisingly is doing good here, even though initially on the application launch it was on the lowest, but here it seems to be doing great. OnePlus 6 is going ahead further. It's like your modern day rabbit. It's not going to slow down at all. This is all I can say after using from OnePlus 3 to OnePlus 6. Super great devices for the performance. Note 5 Pro is doing great. Honor Play is again doing great. But you may have noticed, now Honor Play is slightly slow compared to the devices because we have launched so many applications. OnePlus 6, just notice, has everything in the memories, like the better smooth experience. You're just moving a knife over the butter, like the kind of performance. Now all the devices will be keeping games and all the applications in their memory, but once you start resuming games and applications here, Honor Play is not as smooth. Sometimes I need to press twice and thrice. So these kinds of software glitches can be minimized by having more amount of RAM, or could be much better optimized OS, but EMUI is sort of complex, really not possible to have some better experience. OnePlus 6 1 minute 35 seconds, crazy fast. Note 5 Pro is about to complete. Mi A2 is on the second spot, 2 minutes 3 seconds, followed by Note 5 Pro. Then we have Zenfone M1. So now you have seen Honor Play is around 10 to 12 seconds more, whatever is there. This is only due to lesser amount of RAM is there. That's why I say more RAM is always recommended. Let's do the actual performance test. If you're doing some kind of GPU stuff like video conversion, audio conversion, maybe playing games. So I've just started conversion of a 4K 30 frame per second filled with the Pixel 2 XL, and I'm just converting that to 1080p 60 frame per second. Just showing you reverse conversion test. Let's see. So I surprised a lot here. I ran this test many times just to make sure what I'm going to say is correct. I don't need to say. You can see Honor Play is outperforming OnePlus 6 here. Could be whatever company has implemented for the GPU stuff, GPU turbo thing, that could be the reason. But a 20K device is going to beat a 40K device. It is mind-blowing amazing. Sometimes it was near, sometimes now it is beating the device. So super great. So if there was a Honor Play with 6 GB, it should be the fantastic device under 20K. So 2 minutes 15 seconds, still OnePlus 6 is doing. I have just taken fast forward. So there's a huge second of difference, not just 2, 4, 10. I guess there should be 40-50 seconds of difference overall. Let's see, 2 minutes 50 seconds. So there is around 35 seconds of difference, which is too much. And other devices, they are still doing great. Mi A2 is great, but has 4 GB of RAM. So that's why Zenfone M1 Note 5 Pro is catching up with this device, having more amount of RAM, definitely helping in running background tasks smoothly. So they should be taking near to the 4 minute approx. That's why I have just taken roughly. So there's a guys in front of you. Honor Play is performing really great. So but I still feel more amount of RAM is always better for longer run too. So yep, Zenfone M1 Note 5 Pro, Mi A2, they all are done now. Anyway guys, so lastly we have the benchmarking comparison. Let's see what's the number of saying. So OnePlus 6 should be on the faster side. Still just going to run it again just to show you the latest updated results. And here we have the number of OnePlus 6 followed by Honor Play. Then all the remaining 3 devices are on the same pace, between 110K to 125K the max. Now it's time to check the key benchmark score. Just going to run it again, showing you the fresh score. OnePlus 6 should be on the fastest. We have the Honor Play, then later on Mi A2 Gen 4 M1, followed by the Note 5 Pro.
So as always, it is time to conclude this test. Now we have seen the performance so far. What I can say is that Honor Play is definitely, is performing great. Since this is having the 4 gigabytes RAM variant, I hope if there will be 6 GB of RAM variant in this price segment, this should be amongst the best, performing device under 20k. Like you can get the OnePlus 6 under 40k. Now few software glitches we have seen, like performance not as smooth when you try to resume games, so it is sometimes taking twice touch, thrice touch. So these kind of things hopefully should be fixed with a software update. But I'm using the device and this Honor device for more than a month now. I haven't got any software update. But on the meantime, other devices like the Gen phone, Redmi, they already sent couple of updates. So I can't really say these things are going to fix or not. But still, if you really wanted to have a good performance, this is really great device. But RAM is less. This is what my concern is there. So again, I will recommend you to go with other devices having more amount of RAM, because it is a kind of future proofing. So don't take me wrong, this is a good device, but having more amount of RAM I think is always helpful, like we have seen on the OnePlus. So anyway guys, this is the Honor Play performance test. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Stay tuned for future videos. Thanks for watching.